In this new Oddworld Soulstorm trailer, there was 33 seconds, or about 33 seconds, of gameplay that they showed, which isn't a lot, I guess, but it was a lot more varied. They showed different locations that we haven't seen before. Previously, they pretty much only showed like the Comet Depot and all that, so at least they've shown more of it and that sort of thing. The first part appears to be just Comet Depot. It shows like a big piston, is that what it's called? Not a piston, can't remember what it's called, hinge, whatever, coming down and killing a bunch of Mudokons. Abe scraped through, luckily. The next scene shows Comet Depot. I think we've seen a scene before where a train comes by and completely hilariously kills a bunch of Mudokons. And then the next scene, that's where it's interesting, because we haven't seen this area before. It looks like Necrom to me, and just sort of shows Abe hanging on to what I assume is a bone cart, like carrying bones and whatever, and he's getting I think it's Abe anyway, it could be wrong, but he's getting flamethrowered. How he doesn't immediately let go, I do not know. And there's a scene where it shows a bunch of Mudokons climbing up ladders, basically being shot at by sligs. And if you have a look at the side, you can see it says Karma or Quama 200. So that seems to be like a constant gameplay element by the looks of it. And yeah, so it's interesting. So you seem to, like, I guess, order your Mudokons to do stuff. Then it's got a shot of what appears to be like those flying things from Munch's Odyssey, which is quite interesting. And again, it's got the Quama at the side, 198, I think, does that say? Then what is probably my favourite shot, I don't know why I just like this shot, I mentioned it previously, it's a shot of Abe going over this chasm, and I don't know, it's just a nice shot. Then it's got a shot of, very interestingly, like a thing that looks a bit like a Slig tank from the concept art from like Munch's Odyssey, I think it was ages ago, firing a rocket at Abe as Abe runs away. There's a lot of these wavy effects, like these warbles or whatever. I wonder if that's going to get annoying or if that's going to be alright. The enemies seem to have these like question marks, like Metal Gear Solid, appearing like an alert system, which is quite interesting. So that thing keeps on firing rockets at Abe, and Abe is just sort of running away while he's on a high-speed train in the middle of the desert. It shows a shot of a train. Oh, they've shown this shot before, I think, in a previous trailer they released over a year ago. It's been a long bloody time. May 2019, I think it was, first gameplay trailer came out. What's interesting about it, though, I didn't notice this, is there's a possession orb at the top. They're definitely going to be in the game. Yeah, and then the next shot shows what I think might be like a Necrom cave or something. What's interesting about it though is there's loads of like, I don't know what they are, squids or something, like jellyfish. Yeah, so that's interesting. Maybe they're like, could be the Fleeches, because Lorne said the Fleeches would be different in this game, so maybe they'd be like larvae, whatever it's pronounced, something like that. Could be. Of course, paramites like dark areas, don't they? It could be something to do with them. Maybe this is the Mudomo vaults. And the flashlight appears to be going, so I wonder if that's a gameplay element as well. Then the next shot again shows them on a high-speed train. Oh, and a flying slig. There's a flying slig flying about, I've just seen that. He appears to be dazed. So that's interesting actually, that's really interesting. He's just going out all over the place. And then he explodes. How about that? And there's, oh, is there another one over there, I think? Yeah, that's interesting. Next shot shows, oh, we've seen this shot before, and there's another shot of what appears, has the same tones as Paramonia, those sort of greeny tones, even though Paramonia was in Abe's Odyssey. It just reminds me of that. I think it's Paramonia I'm thinking of. And then the next shot appears to show, you know what, I don't know, maybe that's Mudomo Mudunchi vaults. Then there's like a white shot. That's just in the middle of an explosion, and it starts to fade back in. I'm interested in this shot, because why did they put it in? It's literally there for like half a second. You can't even see much. So maybe there's something there is there that's interesting to note. And that's why it's only there for a second and it's hard to tell. So like take a more in-depth look into that. Then you've got just a shot of Abe using his famous flamethrower on a slig by the looks of it, coming out of his guard tower. And that's pretty much it, I think, for the gameplay shots anyway. So yeah, the gameplay looks really interesting. It's good to see the flying sligs actually in the gameplay. So yeah, the Quama appears to be playing a big role in the game. It appears to be, you know, a proper platformer, and the level design seems to be very 2D, but also, you know, I think it's a bit more 3D than New and Tasty, which is what they said. Could be wrong, of course, but it'll be interesting to see how it works anyway. You've got those squid creatures, I wonder what they are, and I wonder how they'll play. They appear to be running away from Abe, so that sort of reminds me of the Paramites a bit. sort of gave me a Paramite vibe. It looks like with the flying slig it was sort of coming round the side of Abe. That might just be because it's flying off before it explodes. Could also be maybe that's how they play, so maybe you shoot stuff, or not shoot stuff, but have to deal with stuff that's like at the side of Abe as opposed to just behind him and in front of him. So yeah, that'll be interesting if that'll have that sort of 3-dimension element to it. It looks interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm also curious about how Abe doesn't die all the time, because like these Mudokons seem to be very dispensable, like they're dying all the time, get run over by a train, getting flamethrowed, getting hit by a piston. Abe always seems to scrape through, and I'm very curious about how strong Abe will be. Is it going to be like the first games where, you know, he dies easily, or is it going to be like you just have a health bar or something, and what happens when he dies? I guess the level restarts, which will be interesting to see. So yeah, that's just a brief analysis of the gameplay that's been shown in the new Oddworld Soulstorm PlayStation 5 reveal trailer.
Hello, follow me.